Welcome everybody to Golden Treasure, the Great Grain. I get to finally live out my life as I wanted. Apparently in this game, I get to hatch from an egg and live my life as a dragon as it always should have been. Although somehow there's still just recording software and a camera strapped to me at all times. It's like 4 in the morning. Let's get to it. I'm gonna go to settings. Oh wow, I like the setting menu. Sound. Music's fucking nice. New life. A box without hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. What is it? You are alone in the chamber. There is one wall which surrounds you utterly in every direction and on every side. The wall is made of love, and it embraces you. Its inherent goodness is an obvious and complete truth. There is a rhythm in the chamber, a beat and a flow which has always been. It is the only way you can tell between sleeping and waking. When awake, you feel the rhythm, and when asleep, you cannot. What time do you enjoy the most? I personally enjoy being awake. Even now, in the beginning, you reach toward change, toward the future. The thrum of the rhythm promises everything to you, and will soon blossom into reality. You have gained a large amount of air mastery. Ooh. Then, after a time, you hear the voice. At first, you did not know that there was a voice, only a strange sensation unfolding in your mind, a soothing warmth, pulses of orange color, and the comforting taste of brimstone on your tongue. And yet, you are alone here in the chamber. Could there be something outside? You reach out, forming a colored echo in your thoughts and sending it beyond your reality. And you are rewarded with an explosion of the purest joy ringing throughout your essence and echoing through your mind. In time, you learn the differences between the emotions, the colors of the mind. That voice outside the wall would pour into you through its mind song, in which you would pour back, and so you discover happiness, sadness, anger, and calm, fear and curiosity, and an immeasurable spectrum of others. And then the images come, pictures etched in neon, relief your mind by the song of the voice. They are images of the amazing beings, of the stately tree, and honorable, reliable stone, of chattering stream and murmuring sea. and of the great giver who is also called Sun, and of the great birther who receives from Sun and gives birth to all things, who is also called Earth. Earth and Sun are the greatest of beasts, mightiest of all animals, but next to them in might are your people, the true children of above and below, the kin unto each other, who are also called Drak. The voice then asks you a question. O tiny kin yet to be, which shall you become? Sun, the radiant one, the great giver who rules and slays and is slain and reborn each day? Or Earth, whose circle dances to Sun's music, who nurtures, peaceful and omnipotent, births all good beasts, knows all silent secrets, and abides forever? For me is the knowing and the healing, and the dance of the circle. I wish to be Earth. The voice responds by singing a vision and feeling of cool, damp earth, pregnant with green life, unto you. On this path lies a power, hidden but great. May you find a deeper peace amidst the violence of existence. Large amount of earth mastery. Time has little meaning in your chamber, marked only by the rhythm within you. The wall also seems to embrace you just a little more closely with each moment. The voice from outside leaves and returns again and again, continuing to instruct you gently and at a slow pace, ensuring that you can receive its song and build yourself around it. It teaches you of the many good beasts, those of fur and scale and feather and fin. Some are swift, like the hopping longyear. Some are powerful, like the horned grazers. But all are good, and all have their own music. Most importantly, it teaches you the two great laws. First, that you are a destroyer. To live is good, and you may only preserve your life by tearing away the life of others. You must destroy. Find that which calls to you, and destroy it, and take it into yourself, and grow mighty. If you fail to destroy, you will waste away, and you be yourself destroyed, and all your music will become silence. Second, you are a creator. All creators are one of two kinds. Givers, who give their essence during the dance of creation, or birthers, who receive the essence and weave new life from it, bringing it forth in the fullness of time. When you have grown great, you must seek out another who is also great and of opposite nature, and through the dance of creation become a source of the future. If you fail in this, the destiny of the children of heaven and earth will waste away, and where there might have been the echo of your music in the time beyond yourself, there will only be silence. So it is, was, and shall be. There is a brief silence during which you sense there is space enough for one question. What do you do? I ask if the voice is my creator. Was it one of the two whose dance created me? Indeed, affirms the voice. You could tell that the spring-colored memory of the tender and violent dance which created you still lives still in its mind. I am a source of your being, and so you must and shall walk in my ways. My truths are inscribed upon your essence, and you in your turn shall pass yours on to others, but only if you are strong and worthy. More air, earth, and water mastery. Beyond the two great laws, sings the voice, there is one lesser law. It is not great. If you violate it, you shall not be destroyed. Nevertheless, taste this truth and chain it within your mind. You must seek treasure. Treasure comes in many kinds, but you will know it when you find it. Treasure is something rare and of worth to all of the true children of heaven and earth. By taking treasure as your own, you shall prove your greatness to other kin. Whether obtained by strength of body or of mind, or any other thing, it matters not. All that matters is that you must gather all treasure to yourself. Some are obvious but well guarded. Some require little strength but are difficult to find. None, though, are both obvious and easily obtained, or they would not be treasures. What is the greatest treasure? You can tell from the cerulean images in its song that the voice is pleased with such an ambitious question. But the song which comes back is circuitous and uncertain. While some treasures are surely greater than others, no one treasure has yet to be sung of by the kin as the greatest of all. There was once a kin who gathered so much of one of the elements of reality that the element ceased to exist at all outside of that kin's lair. There was once a kin who found a world great and varied as our own, but as tiny as the seed of the smallest flower, and sealed it in a container which whispered great and mighty secrets in the form of 1,000 histories of lands beneath the notice of even the smallest insect. There was once a kin who discovered the deepest truths of growth, and grew so vast that the sun, the great giver, took notice and sang down to it with a holy song, never heard before or since. And even these were not called the greatest treasure. Perhaps it does not exist. Or perhaps you, at last, shall be the kin to find the greatest of treasures. Air, fire, and water mastery. The voice's song grows softer. Now I leave to you, my kin, and my creation. You may never hear my song again, nor I yours. I have imparted the two great laws as is my duty. You are a destroyer, and you are a creator, and these truths are woven into you like warmth into a blessed flame. If you cease to be a destroyer or creator, you would no longer be kin. And you know of the lesser law, the seeking and taking of treasure. Though you may survive and be well fed and strong of body, if you have no treasure, you will never be called great among the kin. You will never know the pleasure of the dance of creation, and your creator self will languish in a frigid void. All other laws are false. These alone bind us. Remember that you are Drakkin. All other beings of this world must stand in the shadow of your beautiful and terrible music. The rhythm which you feel now flowing through you is the rhythm of life. To have the rhythm within you is to be alive. To be silent without the rhythm is the perfect sign of death. Nature shall now be your guide, companion, and opponent, your friend, enemy, and always, always your teacher. There is no being born of earth, the great birther and sun, the great giver, greater than you. The music of our people is great. Rejoice, knowing that your essence has been woven into such a body, and that such a fate is yours. When you at last escape from the wall which I have put around you, both to keep you safe and to test you, then you will be worthy to begin the great adventure which some call life. And with that final message, the idea of yourself exploding from potentiality into reality, the voice fades and is gone. You know that it will not return. How do you feel in that moment? Admiration for my creator. You now know so much more of what awaits on the other side of the wall. You may now guide your thoughts with far more purpose, dreaming of destruction and creation. How great is the voice to give you the gift of such knowledge of what is, and to mold your being from the dark and infinite sea of possibilities. Air and water mastery. For a time, you are left alone again within the chamber. You feel the measured beating of your rhythm within you, and drift in and out of consciousness. The wall seems to have gotten smaller, hugging you tightly indeed. Your rhythm has swelled into mighty chords, and your breath is fierce against your legs. Suddenly, and without warning, the voice returns. It is not a measured song rife with the ordered sigils as last time, but a lurid gash of feelings and ideas suddenly thrust upon you. Beware the other seed, the no-tails, the flat faces. Beware their terrible music. Beware the seed of the others. Beware. And suddenly there is an awful silence. A space left behind where something should have been. No other voices enter your mind. A few times you think you may be receiving a song, but it always proves to be simply yourself echoing tiny hopes and fears and dreams. Meanwhile, the wall which is made of love, which has always, always embraced you, is squeezing you very tightly. Its love, once so pure and benign, has become toxic. You are pressed so mercilessly you can barely breathe, and to make matters worse, you feel a horrible emptiness draining within your core. You must do something. I push against the wall. It loves you, you know. But it must now be broken. You push and struggle, feeling your body move this way then that, but the wall thwarts your every move on every side. It is not through pushing, but rather through unfolding your whole self, limb by limb and muscle by muscle, that you at last achieve the first true success in the music of your life. You hear, not with your mind, but with your ears, your actual ears, the cracking and crunching of the wall as it breaks slowly apart. And then see with your own eyes your first vision of true light. Air and fire. Part 1. Happy those early days, when on some gilded cloud or flower my gazing soul would dwell an hour, and in those weakers' glory spy some shadows of eternity. You are somewhere inside the body of Earth, the great birther. Your semi-soft flesh is veined here and there with the grasping roots of trees, or blockaded by stones who stare blindly at you. The air here tastes of comfort and slumber, and your own body feels as though it is in good condition. But you feel a burning in your core. You know that it is the destroyer within, eager for substance to fuel your being. If you fail to find anything to destroy, the emptiness will overtake you, and your life will be lost. You sense nothing to consume here, though. A few illuminating rays tumble in from above, but your vision is still dim and unsteady. Perhaps you could leave this place by crawling up the tangle of roots overhead. Whenever you consider a task which your will alone cannot conquer, you will get a sense of whether you will succeed or fail based on your elemental attributes. Climbing up the roots would require a certain amount of fluidity and flexibility, which are the domain of the water element. Red indicates that you cannot succeed, at least not without problems, in your current state, while green indicates that you feel and you certainly can. Yellow means that it's too close to be sure. As you make choices, your health and energy may be affected as well. Success brings benefits, but be not too afraid of failure. Through it, all beings learn and grow strong, while success has little to teach. Now choose, newborn. What will you do? I'll examine what is left of the wall. The chamber of your creation seems so small now. Moments ago, it was your entire reality. Perhaps there is another reality beyond this one you now see into, which you will one day hatch. Have you any further business with the wall? It does not smell attractive. I will consume the wall. The wall crunches and crackles pleasantly in your mouth as you consume it, but it lashes your throat as it is drawn down your core, causing you to cry in discomfort. It also does not seem to do anything for your hunger. I've gained air mastery and fire mastery. Ow. Also, I heard. What will I do now? I will claw my way through the softer soil sideways and upwards toward the light. Your small but powerful limbs tear through the earth's flesh. It is an effort, but you succeed in crafting a small, rough tunnel, large enough to fit your body through. More light spills into the burrow as you emerge out of the ground, shaking your body clean. You have lost a little energy. The space is much larger than the last, and though you are still sheltered by Earth's body, light is more plentiful here. You may be approaching her skin. A clean azure flavor slides across your tongue. Water. The comforter and supporter of all life is here, gathered into a still body before you. Something within you resonates with it, drawing you towards it. What is your will? I draw closer to the water. and for the first time, you see yourself. I'm so cute! Your body, sculpted and painted by time and space, is almost beyond description. Your armor shines subtly with Earth's rich hues, like the promise of precious things buried deep. Your feathers, each one dyed with more colors than you know the names of, long for the touch of air, and you are crowned with plumes so that all other good beasts may know your sovereignty. Your long neck, graceful limbs, and supple tail transform every motion into a weaving cascade of flowing movement. Seeing your true form for the first time, you feel peaceful. Deep within your mind, you knew the truth of what you were, even when you were in the chamber. Yes, this is reality. This is the body into which your essence has been woven. These are the limbs with which you will walk the paths of this life, the teeth and claws with which you will mete out the judgment of destruction upon other beings. This is the fruit of your creators, and this is the body whose legacy may be bequeathed to others, if you survive long enough and are found worthy. This is yourself. You are content. I've gained some earth mastery. I will consume some water. I need water to live. You lower your mouth to the body of water and use your tongue to take some of it up into you. It flows pleasantly down, trickling to your core, relieving you of a little of the emptiness within and soothing your essence. Water's reputation as a friend to all life is apparently well deserved. Your core demands something which water alone cannot slake, though. With nothing else to do within the space, you follow the whispering air and light outward. So pretty. Now that you have emerged from the Great Mother's flesh, you can see her more completely, and her power and beauty are beyond your wildest hope. I wish the outdoors actually looked like this. I'd be willing to go out there more often. The trees are her feathers, mountains are her spine, her breath is the wind, and her essence flows in the streams, rivers, and distant sea. Above you, sun, the great giver, shines his own endless essence down upon the earth. He blazes above you, mighty in his glory, beautiful and shameless in his circled dance of creation, by which all that carries the rhythm of life is ultimately begotten. The air between them is sweet with life and light. The fruits of their union, the wind blows, teasing your wings, a wild desire to tread the air, to rise above, fills you. I am too young. I cannot fly. I know my place. I'm going to climb down safely. One day, you know, deep in your core, you will travel the unbounded paths above, but your wings are too small, yet to bear you aloft. Wisely, you accept that some things come only with time, and arrive at the base of the cliff unhurt. God, it's a fucking bird! As you climb down the last few stones from the promontory and arrive in the lightly wooded valley below, some kind of small flying beast calls out to you from a nearby tree. It stands out against its surroundings in bold black and white. It is a white-black. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh. one of a people known for their cleverness, ruthlessness, and fondness for shiny objects. It laughs at you and mocks you with a denigrating song. The mighty Draken once ruled over all things. Now they dare not even use their own wings. Doomed by cowardice, they lurk in damp caves, grasping their wealth, seeking out golden graves. Of this land you may become sovereign lord, but be not too proud of your great shining hoard. While my people grow mighty in number and fame, of your weak, broken tribe, few indeed yet remain. I have learned more about the way of the White Blacks. Is there a way, like, I can save? Is there a save button, or can I not save, or... Oh, okay, so that's my treasures. This is options. And this is hints? I attempt to get it to divulge a secret. You express your deep admiration of its beauty, noting the subtle blue shimmers within its dark feathers, and the pearl-like shine of its lighter parts. You confess envy of its ability to dance so very gracefully upon the wind, and the legendary cleverness of its people. It seems that it is quite prone to flattery. Preening its feathers proudly, it sings. Truly this hatchling knows beauty as beauty. My people know secrets, such is our duty. One of your Dratkin met death here today, destroyed by the tailless, so the winds say. And yet in destruction, a secret it keeps, a treasure within its great jaw, there still sleeps. As it wings away, you reflect on the power of understanding others. By appealing to the White Black's vain nature, you were able to get something valuable for a very small price. Its words, however, disturb you. What are the tailless, and can they possibly be more powerful than a kin? Perhaps the kin was young, or perhaps the White Black was mistaken. Still, you cannot help but feel troubled. Moving on, you allow the hillside to guide you downward. You have been following the path of a swift-running river for some time when you are struck by a powerful scent. Flicking your tongue out, you taste the sacred essence of one of the kin on the breeze, floating on twin wings of pain and decay. There's another flavor as well. Something strange, something animal but not, something other. You shudder, your feathers raising upward involuntarily. What could these strange scents mean? The kin whose scent you now smell could possibly explain. But you are now hatched, and beyond the chamber all kin are rivals, seldom welcoming the scent of other drac in their territory. Still, there is something familiar in that scent, something which tugs at the corners of your mind. Steeling yourself, you carefully draw closer to its source. Destruction. The horrible stillness of a body empty of spirit. The noble red essence of a great kin, shed not in the true dance of destruction, but trapped, tortured. The confusion, the pain. In the synergy between its scent and yours, you know, without a doubt, this was the great being who instructed you as the voice. This was one of your creators. Its rhythm is now silenced, its songs forever stilled. Already, tiny spirits of decay infest the vast body, feeding off of it, reducing it to void. Something is clawing at you from within, straining at your heart bone, flooding your mind. Fear and rage, shuddering nausea overtake you, one after another, growing and writhing within. You feel yourself instinctively belch fire seed into the back of your throat, only just managing to swallow it again, denying it the chance to explode into a searing flame, to consume the things which now sing and dance near the ruins of the one who created you. The things, what are they? There is something wrong with them, something very, very wrong. They seem to have more than one skin, some of them belonging to other animals. The brightness of their body heat is darkened by cold, dead hides they cover themselves with. There is something strange about their oily scent, something familiar, but alongside that, something completely other, like no true animal. They clutch strange things with their forepaws, which you cannot identify, though they reek of the blood of trees. But most horrifyingly, they have no tails. They are tailless. You are split inside, the air within you screaming to run away as fast as you can from this place, and the fire within urging you to destroy these no-tails. Decide quickly. I flee. I'm not set to fight humans. That'd be a fool's move. You flow rapidly through the underbrush, scrambling over rotting tree corpses and crashing through shrubs until there is no trace of either scent or sound of the no-tails. They seem to possess some kind of terrible magic which allows them to cause harm even from far away. Again, this seems wrong beyond all possible definition of the word. Is not all order in the world dependent on the simple fairness of having to destroy your enemies with your own body? Perhaps the bizarre things are beyond your ability to deal with as a hatchling. You resolve to I attempt to learn and imitate their strange magic. You will need to take some dangerous chances, but perhaps you can learn their way. You try standing on your hind legs as they do, but though it briefly freezes your forepaws, it proves to be an unstable position for you. The thought of covering your beautiful body with the skins of other animals seems wrong. Perhaps there is power there, though. There is too much to think about. You lack information, and your core is empty and needs to be filled. For now, you must turn to other things, but perhaps there will be other opportunities to learn about the no-tails. You feel something small striking your armor. You turn to see what it is and find nothing, but then it happens again. and again. It is not painful, but it is annoying. Eventually you realize that this must be rain. Sacred water of the sky, which sometimes falls to bless the Great Mother, of which you were told while still in the chamber. Soon, rain is falling everywhere, tumbling and vaulting off of leaves and sliding merrily down the grass. Makes it hard to smell and taste the air. It perturbs you as it splatters against your armor. You find shelter in what used to be the den of a family of fur beasts. Their scent lingers only on the edge of your consciousness, and they must have been gone for many suns or even moons. You dig it slightly deeper and broader with your claws and settle in, watching the rain's downward dive. Yes, this should suffice for now. Surely grander layers await you in the future, but you feel comfortable and safe in Earth's body. At last, you have a moment to think. You pause, considering your situation. No trace of the no-tails. I can seek the entrance to the Great Green. I'm in fine condition. I have access to all my abilities. I'm hungry, though. A moment of reflection will make your current feelings and thoughts clear. Awareness of one's own state of being is key to survival in this harsh, beautiful world. Okay. How do I close this? Do I just... Oh, I click this. You may also draw your thoughts towards any treasures or artifacts you have found. There is little there now, but if you survive and are bold yet wise, you will gather many. Perhaps some will even have strange and wondrous powers. Here, you can recall the many denizens of the Great Green you will meet. As you explore, hunt, and survive, your knowledge of each of the many tribes and people of good beasts will grow, and their secrets will be revealed to you. And if you wish to leave the waking dream of this life and return to your other reality, or change certain aspects of this one, you will find such thoughts here. Your progress will be automatically saved and remembered, so do not fear the void. Your relationship with the Great Four, the elements which make up reality, will be your key to survival. At any time, you may draw your thoughts toward the element to more clearly comprehend their gifts. Each element bears a sigil, which will grow and change as you gather more of the infinite truths of the world to yourself, and each governs a different aspect of your abilities. The fire element governs your physical strength and ferocity, as well as the power of your fiery breath. The water element governs your perception, empathy, flexibility, and stealth. The earth element governs endurance, health, and fortitude. The more you understand and imitate this element, the more patient and difficult to destroy you will become. The air element governs quickness and intellect. Agility of both body and mind belong to this sphere. As you grow in understanding and experience, your degree of enlightenment within the four elements will increase. Each degree brings gifts. By recalling each specific element, you can remember which gifts you have earned and what temporary factors, such as injuries, may be affecting it. Earning gifts is not affected by temporary effects, and only when your natural level of enlightenment is high enough will you gain new abilities. Already, your actions and decisions have strengthened your connection and granted you certain advantages, such as I have achieved first grade of mastery in the fire element. Power strike, all sweet. I've also achieved the first grade of mastery in the water element. Flowing Strike. Water technique. Does light physical damage and may do additional whatever. First grade of mastery in Earth. Brace. And finally, the first grade of Air. Swift Strike. There are many ways to increase these masteries, such as learning secrets, observing nature, and imitating the qualities of the element. By making choices and discovering new things, you will grow in your understanding of the elements of reality. Remember that failure is a far better teacher than success. Mistakes and losses bring with them best lessons. If you lose a challenge, you may suffer in the short term, but your elemental abilities are likely to increase. Certain treasures and gifts may also affect your elemental affinities. This cozy nook is a good place to rest. If your body has been damaged, it will slowly mend on its own, but spending a sun resting here will greatly increase the speed at which you recover. A few scratches will not hinder you, but any significant wound will impact your ability to hunt, fight, and even think clearly. The rain has passed, and the great above is cleared, but the world is darkening. Night must be approaching. You slip out of your den to investigate. It's so pretty. You emerge in time to see your first sun setting, and as he dies in his scarlet glory, new, smaller illuminations are born in the opposite corner of the sky. By the time the sun is gone completely, they dominate the great above, a parade of holy light marching in a slow circle dance. You were taught of the stars while still in the chamber, but seeing them with your own eyes is a true wonder. Each of the stars has a color and a brightness not quite like any other. Some are red as the body of fire, some green as the grasses of earth, some blue as the deeps of water, some white as the clouds of air. Some stand quietly, firm in their color, some sparkle and flash, shimmering gaily. Even in the great above, the four sacred elements hold their being. A cold wind blows over you, ruffling your feathers. Inspiration is striking. You feel compelled to let your voice ring out in song. I will stick to me. I will sing a hymn to the greatest source of all life, water. Of the greatness of water, I sing. That which flows through and over and around, that which nourishes all beings. I sing of the clear water, milk of the great birther, every stream and pond and creek, a well of health and life. I sing of the crimson water, where flows the rhythm of life within, its waves and tides shaping my sacred body, and those of all of my relations, fueling the senses and bringing healing and emotion. I sing of the hidden water, the flow of that which is unseen, mystery and magic, beyond the hunting grounds of body and mind. I am a mighty river, flowing over all the land. May many beings find their source in me. May I serve as the beginning to innumerable endings. May I create wonders in my wake, springing up like trees and green things. May my gentle passage shatter stone and carve valleys. Praise to water, who teaches us that the soft overcomes the hard, who teaches us to embrace earth, who births all that has the rhythm of life. Praise to water, which is, was, and shall be. As you listen to the echo of your roaring song returning to you from the farthest corner of the valley, your tail curls with happiness. Your life will be the cause of many new beginnings, in ways subtle and obvious, clear and mysterious. You will leave this world changed by your presence. You will leave this world changed by your presence, and it will bear your mark forever. Even when you are gone, this valley was wrought by ancient waters. You shall bring forth even greater things. Your first son is at an end, and it was more than you could imagine. Even with your Creator's instructions, sleeping in your lair is almost like being back in the chamber. But now you know too much. Your mind wanders from thought to thought, seeking to guide itself. Your hopes and fears toss you back and forth, scraping you uncomfortably between that was and what might have been. You see your Creator lying silent before the no-tails, their chattering, screeching voices barking something incomprehensible as the red kin essence spreads along the ground. The white-black mocks you as you look on. You feel the dread 1-2 stopping of the tailless near you, upon you, over you. You slide underneath the mountains to hide from them, but there are tailless everywhere, smaller, stone-skinned, underground, tall and willowy in the woods, coarse and shouting in the flatlands. It is not your precious essence they seek to shed, however. They are roaring for the flesh of something else, something older and more powerful than even a great kin. You wake briefly, and your second sleep is far less troubled. And this is where we're going to end it, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of Golden Treasure, The Great Green. I am your host, Furea, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.